Hey guys, hope y'all are all having a pretty good day today. I know I am. I'm here back, just like last episode. If you're new here, what I pretty much do here is play and talk, whether that be serious subjects or goofy subject memories I have, just talking in general. And I wanted to connect with an audience, stuff like that. Um, Today, I actually have some bullet points here, a list put together of some topics for me to talk about and just kind of ramble on while we play here. Um, but yeah, today's been pretty good. I started out my day with a pretty nice walk. It's good to walk around in the morning. You get to hear the birds, and it's pretty cool out, so it's not too hot. But anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fill y'all in a little bit. I think 2 new villagers have moved in so far, and my house is expanded. That is something that has also changed. Awesome. But yeah, it hasn't been a bad week. I guess while we're on this screen for a minute, I also wanted to mention that I'm gonna try to have these videos come out every Wednesday if I can. If they're not out Wednesday, they'll be out Thursday. I can guarantee that if anything comes up, I mean, I'm sure I'll be able to make a community post on my page. But if you're interested in these, I would definitely look out every Wednesday around midday. I like to have some physical activity at the beginning and end of the day. But we should load in here pretty quick. Alright, yeah, so the house is larger. I've got a couple new items while I've been playing. Yeah, I got a bunch of extra stuff, a bed. I don't know if I bought the bed while I was recording last time. Apparently this counts as a bed too. I didn't realize that when I bought it, so I've also got this here too. And a pretty neat lava lamp I got as a gift from my in-game mother. Interesting. I completely forgot about all of that stuff. But yeah, I did play a little bit last night. Yeah, I got a bunch of apples, but I wasn't able to sell them, so I guess we'll start with that. So let's start our topics with a pretty good one. Appreciating your friends. I think it's definitely very important to appreciate your friends, and whether they're going through hard times or not. It's nice for someone to know that someone's, there for them. Reach out to your friends, talk to them, see if they're doing all right. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. I know most people are afraid to reach out to others because they're afraid of annoying someone, but in most cases when you text someone, I guarantee they're not doing anything. So yeah, checking in on them is a pretty good way to just, just make sure they're all right. It feels nice to be checked in on. So if you're seeing this is your reminder. Go check in on your friends if you haven't talked to them. Ask them how they're doing. Gifts is another good way. Just to show, you don't have to do it all the time. This could be like once a year, not well, excluding Christmas and stuff like that. Give them a gift, whether it be homemade or what. Recently, I gave my friend a gift because I completely forgot to. Oh, hold on. My mic should be good. I forgot. The screen's gonna go black here for a second. I'm gonna keep talking. I forgot to give him his gift that I had started working on, so I didn't actually give it to him until like 5 months after his birthday. But gifts are a good way to show your appreciation. Homemade gifts, especially, but it doesn't hurt to buy things if you're not short on money. Of course, if you're not doing well on money, prioritize yourself first. But gifts, checking in on them. If you have a day off and your friend has a day off, make some plans. It doesn't have to include money. It could, but make some plans. Hang out with them. Go out enjoy your time, whether that be at home or out and about, or parks are free, and oftentimes parks can be pretty relaxing. I feel, especially just walking around or just looking at trees throughout the park, sitting at a bench. Yeah, gifts, making plans, just letting people know that you're there is a pretty good way. Here, yeah. The other day, I was playing with some friends. We were all playing some Minecraft together. It was pretty fun. I got a VR mod set up for all of them. Well, they weren't playing in VR, I was, but they could all see my head and my hands moving in VR. It was really cool. I'm not really one for playing VR too much. I have maybe like a couple weeks where I'll play around with it, but it's not something I consistently mess with anymore. So let's look here. I checked in with Isabel, and she pretty much gave me the rundown on town satisfaction. People want to see more greenery, so I have to watch out for running into flowers and stuff like that, so that they don't, so I don't crush them, kill them. Weeds have to go regardless. I think they don't look very good. I'm gonna start leaving these around. If they end up being a problem, I'll get rid of them, but they look harmless, really. They look nice. But we should definitely up the greenery. This, I don't know if I caught him in a recording, but here's one of our new villagers' text. It's pretty cool. It says Picane. There's a new girl recently moved to town. Yep, actually, I guess we still don't know whether it's a girl or not, huh? In the house and take a rose and say hi either way. It's not a bad idea. So, where's this new house? Is it right here by the lake? This little pond? Oh. Sprinkle. Yeah, it's gotta be. Oh, wow. Looks a lot like Tex. Live in this town, right? I heard that Wayland is totally the place to live, so I moved here. I'm Sprinkle, and you must be that Will everyone is talking about. Good to meet you. I'm unpacking, so come back when I've got this place perfect. We're going to be best friends, I know it. Oh, you seem fun. I'm glad I'm getting some new villagers, but I'm hoping that they stop cluttering the upper half of the town, and that some start moving down towards the beach there. But I'm excited to see some villagers coming in that quick. I didn't really expect to see 2 within the first week of starting a town, but here we are. Oh yeah, I noticed the Halo accessory. I bought it while I was just playing one night. I thought it looked fine. I might keep it, I'm not sure yet. Fossil, awesome. But outside of when I last played, I don't think too much has happened. Just a lot of reselling items, grabbing fruit, selling it, paying off my loan. Nothing, there's not much else you do in this game, but I do need to check in with the villagers and start seeing if I can do jobs for them around town so I can get my satisfaction rating going up. But I think you need tickets for these, right? How many do I have? Small talk, initiative. Oh, so this is like a daily thing you can do. Oh, I didn't even know that. Pay it forward. When words aren't enough, say it with a gift. Send someone in your town a letter, a little something extra. You know what? I'll go ahead and do all of that right now. So that I can fill out this little bit of an hour of a recording. At least that's what I'm trying to target. I've got 5 major bullet points today. I'm gonna try to get them all fit in with an hour, but I don't want to go through them too fast, so I'll have some small talk in between there. But ooh, so, but yeah, not too much. Whew. Alright. Oops. Hopefully I can get I'm hoping I can get half the money within the next day for my new home loan, but the house has expanded. It's not bad. It's nice. I was excited for the homeowners association thing. I was really excited to see other people's houses, but I realized Nintendo, they shut down the online services, and Street Pass doesn't exactly work on PC, and I'm not sure how many people are driving past this house with their 3DS on hand while playing Animal Crossing. So I don't know, maybe I'll get on one day and find one, but oof. Well, frame rate issue. Who's this? Oh. Hmm. Being surrounded by the bright aura of many stars will review by Katrina. Katrina, you look cool. View the future. Way to capture fortunes untold for a mere 500 bells. This could be big. Go for it. Bringing the star matrix into view. Have a seat. Let's see. Oh, wow. He's come into view. A walrus dreams of a large buffet. He never ceases to dream, and so he shall be happy. From this place I can see the signs. Good future upon health. Sporty accessory. This item will be the key to truly unlocking your good fortune. A sporty accessory. Not. Happiness find you and yours, and remember that bad times are just times that are bad. Real. That's all they are. A sporty accessory. I mean, ideally that means I buy something sports related, whether that be clothes or something, but I'm not sure what for. Oh, pockets are full. Do I have anything? Fossils. I'm just gonna leave these here then. We'll come back. Here, I think now is a pretty good time. Let's talk about healthy ways to distract yourself, I guess. That's a good topic. Recently, I've found that I've been on my phone a lot. Way more than I usually am, and that could be doom scrolling any social media app, mainly TikTok, but a lot of just wasting time, and I've needed to cut down on screen time. But I've been just thinking about ways to start distracting myself, healthy ways to start changing up what I do throughout the day, and well, working out was already one of them. I've started taking morning walks. I think that's a very good way. It doesn't have to be anything physical exactly. It would help if it's physical, but finding good ways to help to distract yourself, healthy distractions aren't bad. Like art. I make a lot of art pretty much all the time, and I think it's a very good way to keep yourself distracted and content. That could be, that could be art. It could be any amount of things. Singing, hobbies, like model cars, stuff like that. You could even consider Legos to be a hobby. I don't mind a good Lego set. I think they're fun. Finding good ways to distract yourself is it's a major part of starting to feel like. Let me get my thoughts together. It's a good place to start when you want to improve yourself, your mood, your attitude. Just finding healthy ways to distract yourself. Socializing is another really good one, because it's good to have social interaction throughout the day. I have a social battery. I think everyone does. Mine's not very big, but I don't mind social interaction. I like it. I like small talk, stuff like that. I'll talk to my friends. I do value my alone time, but finding healthy ways to distract yourself from the unhealthy things or from unhealthy habits, stuff like that, is is probably one of the first steps you need to take to start bettering yourself. I feel, at least in my experience. I use a lot of art. I like to listen to music and just relax. Not even necessarily doing anything, just listening to music, closing my eyes, relaxing, taking walks, talking to my friends, stuff like that. And of course, going to the gym. Going to the gym is a major one because it's one of those times, kind of like when I'm playing video games like this, while yes, I'm working hard and you know, I'm breaking a sweat, I kind of space out while I'm doing it. It feels like clockwork at this point, which is, you know, I feel is good for me because exercise is always good. It's always welcome. And if you get to a point where you can do it and it doesn't strain you as much and you can just make it routine like clockwork, it's just a lot easier to keep up with by that point. I was going to go yesterday night and I feel bad about not going, but it's probably a good thing that I didn't. I didn't sleep very well the night before. I didn't really get much sleep at all. So that day I was just really, really tired. I probably could have, but I made the decision to just stay home and sleep early. And I know I shouldn't really feel too bad about it because, you know, I was tired. It's okay. It's okay to take a break, but, you know, tonight I want to try to definitely get back to it. I don't think I work very late tonight. I don't work at all today. I requested that this be my day off, but I already have one of those, so that's cool. Tomorrow I do work late, but I don't mind going to work out after I work late. But yeah, if you're ever looking to start improving yourself or just getting yourself in a better mood, I feel it's a good place to start is finding distractions from those unhealthy habits that, you know, you face throughout day-to-day life. Yeah, that's my experience on it, at least. And I guess using that point, we'll go into our next topic, taking care of yourself. Now, self-care, for some people, is hard. For some people, it comes easy. Other people, it's hard. For me, for a while, it was pretty hard. Up until recently, up until about 5 or 6 months ago, I wasn't taking care of myself at all. I wasn't brushing my teeth. I wasn't showering regularly. I wasn't going outside. I was staying up late, not sleeping enough, getting to school late, stuff like that. But I don't know what happened, but something switched in me. I realized, you know, I only have one body. I should start taking care of myself. And I'm just going to start from the top of my issues. I think number one was eating. My eating habits were awful, right? Now, it all really depends on, it really all depends on the person. For instance, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm trying to lose weight, but my weight and my height I'm not unhealthy. Not anymore. But I would like to be slimmer. A good way to start curbing some of those eating habits, and I did talk about this a little bit in our last episode, but a good way to curb some of those sleeping habits is to just not buy the stuff that you normally eat, junk food, stuff like that. It's just don't buy it. If it's not there, then you won't want it, and you know, it's going to be annoying to go get it, and it's going to be annoying and expensive to get someone to DoorDash it. So, you know, if you don't buy it, you're less likely to eat it. It definitely also takes some discipline, because obviously you can't have no food in your house. That's not a good idea. So that really just comes with, I think, a good way that I do it, at least, is I evaluate all my options. When I'm hungry, sometimes my first thought is, I could go pick up something to eat. But then I also think, I've got food here, so I start evaluating my options, and eventually I get so caught up in looking at options, I completely forget that I wanted to eat some junk fast food, and I make myself a nice little sandwich that isn't too bad for me. Some low calorie baked chips, and it ends up being a pretty satisfying and a rewarding meal, especially after you've done something. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to eat a little extra with your meal every now and then, I feel, especially if you've been working hard as of late. So, don't be afraid to make 2 sandwiches as long as you're not doing it in excess, right? Stuff like that. I know for some people it's a lot harder. A lot of people use food and eating as a way to cope. And while it's not healthy, I understand, right? Some people are just dealing with other things worse than others, and not everything works for everyone, right? But, taking care of yourself, you gotta start eating better, stuff like that. I often find that salads are probably my favorite thing to eat. It's a nice mixture of vegetables, throw some ranch on top of there, some salt and pepper, got turkey and ham, some cheese in it. It doesn't taste bad, right? This is gonna sound weird, but my typical salad, whenever I'm eating salads, consists of lettuce, spinach, you've got black olives, pickles, jalapenos, cucumbers, tomatoes, and then turkey, ham, shredded cheese, and then a bit of ranch on top. Maybe some salt and pepper and oregano if I'm feeling it. But all of those ingredients, they come together, at least for me, to make something really tasty. I don't have them a lot, but I wish I could have them more, but sometimes healthier options aren't bad. For the longest time I hated baked chips because they were the healthy version. But honestly, I find myself eating them and other chips, other healthier options than regular chips. So it's definitely a good idea to just evaluate your options when you're faced with that dilemma: what you want to eat, where you want to eat it, where you want to get the food, stuff like that. Another thing, sleeping. And I'm going to actually, before we get right into sleep, we're going to combine the topic of eating habits and sleeping. Try not to eat right before you sleep. It's not good for you, because you eat and your body expects you to digest that and use the energy from that to physically do something active. And by going to sleep, you're actively putting more and more fat on you. I think that's how that works. At least it should be how it works. But I know you're not supposed to really eat before you go to bed. So, try what I like to do, and sometimes I still snack on something before I go to bed. Nothing too bad. It's just a bag of baked Lay's chips, a little small, single serving. But if you can stop that habit, it helps your weight loss and just taking care of yourself so much easier, because I completely get it. You wake up in the middle of the night, you can't go back to sleep, and you're hungry, Just try your best to avoid eating at night. When I find myself hungry, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I drink some water, and the feeling goes away a little bit. It's not a bad way to do it. Let's fully transition into sleeping habits here. Get a full 8 hours if you can, obviously. I've been trying a lot better to get my sleep schedules in order. Oh man, last night I think I slept about 5 hours. I didn't sleep very well last night, but it's enough for me to have energy, and it's my day off, so I'm going to actively look forward to sleeping well tonight after the gym. But just sleep is really important, because it's the one time your body gets to completely rest, where everything is turned off, where you're at your most relaxed, and your body needs that pretty regularly, because if you end up denying your body stuff like that, it'll stop denying you things. It'll stop working for you. So it's always important to make sure you get some proper sleep. On nights that I don't go to the gym, I like to try to go to bed around 10:30, and on nights that I do go to the gym, I try to go to bed around 12:30 if I can. Some nights I get home later than that. I'll go to bed at 1, but I still try to make sure that I at least get my full 8 hours if I can. some nights you wake up after going to sleep and you just can't go back to sleep, and that's fine. But the first thing you shouldn't do is get up and go use like your console or your computer or your phone. The first thing you should do is get some water and just try to get comfy and go back to sleep. It's the best thing you can do, because if it does happen to work, and it works more than you think, but if it does happen to work, you go right back to sleep. You probably lose maybe 20 minutes of sleep, and then you wake up feeling pretty good, but yeah, definitely if you wake up in the middle of the night, just drink some water and try to relax and go back to sleep. I found that practicing your breathing, just focusing on breathing, helps a lot. If you need to watch something on YouTube, like ASMR, white noise, a personal favorite of mine is rain, and stuff like that. It helps me go to sleep. Don't be afraid to definitely put something on for you to listen to while you sleep, whether that be through your headphones or through a speaker. I personally use headphones, and they're a bit uncomfortable. I'm looking forward to getting myself a sleep mask with some headphones in it, but try to just, do what you can to go back to sleep. And if you can't, it's all right. If you can't, if you know for certain that you can't go to sleep, go ahead and get up. Get some things done while you're awake, and then come back to it. If you're tired, then, go back to sleep. Yeah, I understand. It's pretty hard. Getting consistent sleep can be difficult for some people, especially with how much technology we have around us now and blue light. So it's also very important to start setting timers for your blue light filters. I like my blue light filter on my computer to go off around 7 to 8 o'clock, and that's for my Xbox and my phone too. Like 7:30, I think it is, and that's for my Xbox and my phone and PC. So it's just good to have that, because it definitely goes a long way. It helps because that blue light it'll keep you up. If light is a issue for you, but you do have a lot of technology around you, I know a lot of things when they're off tend to have LEDs on them that'll flash or blink every now and then. I'd recommend getting these little pieces, they're little black circle stickers, and you just put them on top of LED lights and stuff like that. Or electrical tape would work too. I know for consoles like your PlayStation, you can change the brightness of the light on your controller. In most cases, I turn it off after a certain point. My Xbox power button light turns off when night mode turns on. My controller's light turns off. It helps to have no light in the room, but blue light is a major reason why most people encounter sleeping problems. Oh, I just asked him to assess a bug. Oh man, I'm not really paying attention very well, but those are some pretty good ways. And try not to consume too much sugar or caffeine after a certain point in the day, because caffeine, it's good at keeping you up. Sometimes if I'm too generous with my pre-workout, it'll last all the way past my workout and keep me up a bit. So if you're also working out and stuff like that, make sure to plan that out. Don't do too much pre-workout. If you think you need it, you don't. All right. Also, workout's expensive, and you will go through it fast. I go through it pretty quick. I try not to do more than 2 scoops of pre-workout in my bottles, and I take a 22-ounce blender bottle with me when I go to the gym. But speaking of pre-workout and stuff, we'll move on to our next topic under taking care of yourself, and that's exercise. Okay, we're gonna keep exercise pretty short here. Go outside. Go outside every once in a while. It's good for you. Feel the sun on your skin. It could be a day or night, really, but just go outside, do something physical. If you have a gym membership, you haven't been going, but you still pay for it, go. All right. I find that the gym is kind of addicting in some points, and I look forward to coming back, because I know while I'm at the gym for an hour or two, I don't have to worry about anything else. All I have to focus on is improving myself. I'm not going to use worry for that for that topic, because you don't have to worry about bettering yourself if you're actively doing it, you know. But yeah, go to the gym, get some friends together, do some physical activities, go out to a park, get some friends together, play some sports or some outside stuff like that. Let's oh, sorry, hold on, just 1 second. But yeah, exercise is very important. Definitely, you should make sure every day that you at least go outside, whether it be like 25 minutes, whether it be 5 hours. Just try to get some sunlight in. Going outside is good for you, and in most cases, it's really refreshing, especially if you are someone who does use your computer quite a bit, whether that be for work or personal entertainment or other things, stuff like that. It's nice to go outside and get some exercise done. Hell, cardio, cardio is a really good way to start losing some weight. I personally, at my gym that I go to, I try to get 30 minutes to an hour of cardio in before I start lifting weights. I like to think of it as getting myself awake and aware. But after that, I just leave as much time as I want to lift weights, work on my chest, my stomach, and my arms, stuff like that. My legs are already pretty decent. I don't really have to worry about them right now, but I'm not going to let my arms look bigger than my legs. It's a really bad look, I feel. But, exercise is good for you, and I feel every person should have at least an hour of just something physical, whether it be walking or running. Same size, please. Something you think I'd like. Sporty accessory. It's a sporty accessory that you want, right? Well, let's look. What was it? Clothes? Let me go back and talk to you. But yeah, it's good. It's good to have exercise. It's good to go outside. It's good to get some sun. Speaking of getting yourself, to do things, quitting bad habits. One more time. I'm looking for something to replace my old sewing machine. As long as it's the same size, anything will do. Okay. Sorry. Quitting bad habits, right? You know what? I'm just gonna be upfront and honest. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry. I used to have a couple bad habits myself. Some worse than others. But stuff that definitely had control over me for a minute. But that could be drinking, smoking, using your phone too much, being on technology too much. Bad habits can, hell, it could be biting your nails, picking scabs. But quitting habits is another really important part of bettering yourself, because, or at least quitting bad habits, because, habits, they're difficult. They're difficult to stop, because you've been doing them for so long. That's why it's a habit. It's like routine at that point, right? I found, for me at least, that if I find myself doing something like a habit that I need to stop, like a bad habit, I'll just pinch myself real quick. I don't like it, but it teaches me, just don't do it next time, right? It's a bit unhealthy, I feel, in most cases, but it does work, right? That being said, it may not work for you. I know people like to use a rubber band. I've seen people slap their own arm real quick, stuff like that. But where would I find a sewing machine? I'm gonna buy some poster paper. Yes, sure. But yeah, bad habits, most cases, end up being the root of why you can't make progress. Snacking. Now, there's nothing wrong with snacks, but if you're doing it too much, it's a bad habit by that point, right? Smoking, it's not good for you, but some people use it as a way to release stress, so I understand. Same with drinking. You just can't let it get so bad that people start distancing from you for it, and I feel like that's when you should realize, that's when your awakening should come. You should realize, I've gotta be better. I've gotta do better, for whether that be for my family or my friends. Oh, my controller disconnected. Um, but quitting bad habits is a pretty major step in bettering yourself. For me, it's pretty hard. You know, I used to like to bite my nails a lot, and it's not an awful habit, but it is a pretty gross habit, pretty unsanitary one. You know, the pinch technique for me works, but a good start to notice it, a good start to quitting bad habits is to notice that it's a bad habit, and then realizing that you're doing it. Because most of the time, I don't know where to find a sewing machine. Most of the time, people don't realize that they're doing it while, they don't realize they're doing that bad habit while it's happening, because it's so routine. That's why it's a habit. You do it subconsciously sometimes, right? And I think a major part of stopping those bad habits is just realizing, when you're actually doing it and being able to stop yourself from that point. But, you know, let's move on from that. Let's go to our next. Cutting off bad people is, believe it or not, a major way of taking care of yourself. And I know it's hard. Cutting off people sucks because if you're like me, you're thinking about how they feel about it, and it's hard because, yes, if they're bad people, they were rude to you, they were being very, they're taking advantage of you, but really you have to put you first, right? You can't let people walk all over you and use you, so it's important to stand up for yourself and cut those bad people off. I've cut people off before. I'm not going to say who or why or when because, I just don't feel like getting into it. But I've cut off people before. People who were bad, people who were less bad, people who were horrible, all sorts of people. But I think a good way of bettering yourself is definitely cutting off bad people and surrounding yourself with more positive-minded people who tend to... Oh, controller disconnected again. That's a problem. I'm going to have to fix that later. Because in most cases, those people who aren't very responsible or mature end up feeding into your bad habits, and it stops you from getting rid of them. Bad influences will stop you from going out to do things, tell you to go party and hang out with them. It's just... You gotta be careful with the people who you decide to be friends with, right? And you gotta know that you can be friends with them, that they're not gonna use you, and that your friendship is actually worth something, right? Because what's the point of it if it's not worth anything? Every friendship that you have should matter, but if you look at a friendship as a way to, I don't know how to say this. It's not a good thing. If you see your friendships and relationships and see them only as a way to get yourself ahead in life and not actually just to build connections with people. But cutting off bad people is a very good way to start bettering yourself and taking care of yourself. Another... At what time? Right now? You navigate. I don't really know how to get home from here. Your house or my house? Hold on. Oh, it's his house. Okay, cool. His house should be at the bottom left. But yeah, I would definitely also say that the media you consume, considering the type of media you consume, is another good way of taking care of yourself. Try not to watch too overly negative things, graphic violence. I know some people will just sit on their phones and scroll through some pretty messed up stuff on social media. I personally can't stand that kind of thing, but to each their own, right? But the media you consume definitely influences you. And now I'm not saying it'll make you a bad person or a violent person or an evil person, but it affects your mood, your mood, your attitude. And in cases, it can just make you, I guess not violent, but just more annoying, angry, bothered. And a good way of taking care of yourself, to take care of yourself, is to realize, to limit yourself on that kind of thing. I don't tend to consume very negative media all the time. Don't peek inside my office locker, full of secrets. Okay. This is cleaner than you thought it would be, right? Actually, just did a big clean. You're nice. I'm gonna go home now. Going home already? Oh, I know. Can I ask you something before you go? What do you think of my house? It's awesome. Since you like it that much. So this is what your house is like? Yep. The media you consume can definitely affect your mood. I would definitely advise to not... well, obviously, keep yourself updated with news and stuff like that, but news can oftentimes be just really negative, and it's good to take a step back and try to just avoid looking at it, because really, you shouldn't be worried about things as much that are out of your control, right? But, the news can definitely... trying to catch a mole cricket, but I can't seem to manage it. Hoping you can. I'll try. Reading. Cool. I'll try to find one. See what time they come out. Probably later in the day. But, yeah. Small Talk Initiative. That is done. Pay It Forward Initiative. Go ahead and write a letter with some... Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and give 2 gifts to our newest villagers here, Tex and I can't remember the other one's name. I'll figure it out eventually. But, try to avoid just watching overly negative things. It goes a long way. It oftentimes improves your mood. I already consume a lot of lighthearted media. I'm a huge fan of cartoonish games and platformers, 3D platformers, so I play a lot of the Sonic games and stuff like that, and Minecraft. You just try to have fun and stuff like that, because it will definitely go a long way. It'll leave you feeling excited for the next day, because you're not gonna be in a bad mood all day, right? Let's go ahead and move to our next topic here. I want to sell... No, wait, no, I wanted to buy something. Oh, wait, I have a lot of stuff to sell. Oh, I'm so backwards. I'm sorry, I'm a bit sleep deprived, so I'm a little out of it today. I'm gonna help you. Let me get rid of all of this stuff so I can give some gifts to people. That would mean 2,048 bells. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure what kind of stuff Tex likes, so... some composer paper. No, I didn't need that. Oh, right. Our next topic. Commitment, right? This is a tough one for me, because commitment, for me, is hard. I feel like sometimes it's definitely, Can I see it? You can use wrapping paper to currently wrap up items like furniture. Oh, I need that. Okay, your friend is... Okay. Yeah, I need that, actually. But, commitment, How much is this Astro Sofa? Nah, if I was gonna get that for myself. I have a hard time committing to things. I've been so much better about it. Let's start with exercise. Bring it up again. Being able to commit to exercise is definitely a good first step, because it instills a sense of, discipline. Because you want to improve yourself, you want to be better. And if you can commit to it, then you've already made some good progress. You're already starting, right? I know it can feel hard, because you feel so drained after a while, just doing these things over and over again and doing things that physically strain you. It can be tiring, but obviously you can take breaks, take days off, but it helps a lot realizing that what you're doing is good for you while you're doing it. Um, this is gonna hit really hard personally for me, but relationships, whether that be friendships or actual relationships, commitment is very, very important, right? I often I avoid dating because sometimes I find it very hard for myself to commit, and it puts me in a really negative headspace. Um, for me personally, I really do value my alone time, and sometimes it's just hard to have alone time if you've got friends and like a girlfriend or boyfriend, right? And that definitely dictated a lot of what I would no, not put on grounds. What I would do with decision making and stuff like that with relationships. I've tried and it's just really hard for me. I wish I could explain it, but it's just hard for me, and I've been a lot better about it. Um, I guess I avoid dating right now because I'm trying to focus on myself, and I'm going to be moving pretty soon, so it's... Let's write a letter. Let's give it to Tex. But, I find a good way to help with committing to stuff like that. Specifically, relationships. Oh, I have to type something out. Alright, I'm going to talk about the subject, and then we're going to go ahead and type a message out for Tex here. Because, with relationships, they're scary to me. It's hard. I had to be committed to that person for a while, or at least for the foreseeable future until something changes. And commitment, it's tough because in most cases, you make a promise to yourself that you can't go back. And not being able to do that without feeling a moral dilemma, it's hard because you feel like you're stuck, right? I've tried the past couple of years with relationships, and I've just kind of found that right now they're not for me, and they might not be for me for the rest of my life. I don't know, and if that's the case, I won't have a problem with it at all. But if that's the case, don't get into something, obviously, because you don't want to hurt people, right? But a good part of improving yourself and seeing that improvement is being able to commit to things, because once you get to that point, you've already got the ball rolling. Because if you can start committing to things, then you're already pretty much there, because you can do it by that point, right? You can sit there and tell yourself, I'm going to do this, and there's no skipping out, right? With the gym, some nights I'm tired. It's not very often that I'll skip, because I don't go every day. I try to go every other night, but some nights work just kicked me around so much that I'm tired, right? And that's okay. But I've personally gotten good at not doing that, really, but it's okay. It's there's progress to be made, right? But it's really important to learn commitment, because once you do that, you can commit to jobs, to people, to activities, hobbies. It's just makes things so much easier, because you can sit there and say, I'm gonna do this, and then do it, right? Like, weight loss is another major thing with that. I can sit here and tell myself I'm going to lose weight, and I'm actively losing weight, and I can, and I'm going to, and I am, But let's go ahead and get this message typed out for him. Can I use my keyboard? No. Okay, so, oh man, I guess we'll start saying with hi, Tex. No, because I already said dear Tex. I'm addressing him. I shouldn't address him twice. I hope you're having a good day, or having a good, not GG, good, a good game. Good day here. little gift to get you settled in. Sorry, this might be insufferable to watch. To get you settled in. Having man. Oh. I guess here is a little gift to get you settled in. And from Will. New text, hoping to have a good day. Here's a little gift to get you settled in. Alright. Seems good enough. I guess it really doesn't matter considering I've... Why's my controller being all crazy? Wait. What is it asking me? Oh, cool. I need to discard these, but... Okay, yeah. And do I just go... I can't remember how this works. I think I just go drop it off in his mailbox. I should be able to, at least. Is this text? This should be him. He doesn't have a mailbox. Okay, do I send it to him then? Why can't I check my mailbox? Well, shoot. How do I send it to him? Ah, the post office. That's right. There's a post office here. Let's go ahead and get that done. Let's move on to our next topic for today. This one's going to be, I guess, a bit more serious, a bit more sad, but how to cope or coping, right? Whether that be, actually, yeah, coping. Let's start. Bad days. Sometimes. No, why am I here? This is the post office. Some days your days are just they're just bad, right? And sometimes it can stack up, right? And you've got to learn to be able to deal with that. Because if you don't, you eventually start exploding at people, and that's not good, alright? Because I used to be that way. It's not good. It's not healthy. Being able to look at the past couple of days and just, mail to your, yeah. Being able to just think about the day and deal with it in your mind and just being able to deal with things, it helps a lot. Yes, can we, oh right, I have to drag and drop it. This console insists on motion control stuff. Because everyone has bad days, and I think it's also important to realize that other people have bad days, right? And, it's good to go easy on them. It's smart to go easy on them, so, they don't lose their mind, they don't freak out or get too upset, but being able to cope with things that happen to you in day-to-day life or traumatizing things, it's really important. Or say the loss of a loved one, right? It happens. It's gonna happen. It's just a part of life. And the way I see it is that the people that I mourn the loss of, that I have mourned the loss of, probably wouldn't want me to sit here and mope about it, right? They wouldn't want me to be here and be sad. They'd want me to move on and take care of myself and be better, because they clearly had, if you're mourning them at least, they clearly had some level of importance in your life. They knew you, and they probably want what's best for you. That's what I like to think. But, things like that, they just happen, and it's really important to be able to deal with it, and that should be in a healthy manner, whether that be making jokes, or talking about it. Don't ever bottle it up. It's just not it's just not a great idea. Thank you. How do I turn in the cat coupons? I guess do I go to the machine? Or do I not have any? Oh, I didn't claim them. Sorry. Because, it's bound to happen in your life eventually. And I'm not saying that you should block... the first thing you don't want to do, right, is block the memory out, right? That's bad. Don't bottle things up. Don't shove things down. Talk to people. Tell people how it makes you feel. And do a lot of thinking about it. It may make you feel sad, and you don't want to think about it, but the best way to deal with something like that is to confront it. There's just no doubt about that. There's no way of getting around that. Pay it forward initiative. Oh, I only got one for that one. Pro design initiative. Start your own trend. Create a pro design. I might do that. But it's really important to learn how to move on. I've mourned the loss of people. I haven't had the loss of an animal yet, and I'm not looking forward to the day that I do, but I know it's gonna happen, and I need to be ready for it, right? So it's really important, and it goes a long way to have that kind of skill, But like I said, don't just shove things down and bottle them up. Talk to people. Let people know how it makes you feel. Talk to people it's similarly effective. Think about the good times you had with those people, those animals, the thing you were attached to, right? Just spend time with people close to you in a sense like that, right? Because it does hurt. It sucks. But it'll get better, right? Be happy that you met that person, right? Be happy that you have the memories. Don't sit there and be sad, and, well, you can be sad. It's okay to be sad, but at some point you're going to have to learn to deal with it, right? Hello, Harvey. Why have I... Hey, Harv. I'm going to talk to you. You're a pretty cool character. We know each other. Not a care in the world. I think we could all learn a thing or two from them, myself included. That's important. That's a... Thank you, Harv. He's got a good point. Sometimes it's really good to just take it slow and just try not to worry about things. It's hard. It's really hard, but sorry if there's some background noises. There's some logistics involved in Toy Day mean that Jingle is in Toy Day. Huh? The logistics involved in Toy Day. Oh, Christmas. Mean that Jingle is a very busy reindeer year-round, so when he gets a chance, he visits the campground to unwind. Understandably so. You look cool. I like the sweater. Anyways, sorry to cut myself off. But, it's okay to give yourself a break every now and then. Take care of yourself. Think about things. It's the best way to move on. Let me see if there's anything extra I can really do around today. Get some extra stuff done while we're here. Some more fossils. I already have a decent collection, I think, of fossils started. We can go look at that in just a second. I don't think I have... Pitfall seed. I'm gonna go sell this. Oops. I already have a decent collection of fossils and stuff, so I need to go, because I don't actually know what I've got. All I know is that I've donated a ton of them. Because I don't really like to sell the fossils after Blathers is, after he's already evaluated them. Because by that point he'd realize I know he doesn't care. He's an AI, right? He's a pre-programmed text machine. But it makes me feel bad, so I don't. I donate them to him, and then I sell the ones that I don't need to donate anymore. I don't know how people do that, how they can play through games while being mean or inconsiderate to the people around you in the game. There's especially with Telltale games, for instance, The Walking Dead. That first season, I don't think I can play as Lee and be mean, it just doesn't make sense to me because all I've known is that he's not a mean character. So, and I feel bad. They're not real, but it's still just, you know what I mean. Man, I gotta stop saying and an excuse for not having any words to say. But you have known unknown fossils for me to oh, right, wait. Actually, before we go look at all my stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to sell this pitfall seed, and then we're gonna go look at my fossils. And then I think we're gonna call it a day from here. Today I started my recording a bit early, but I like to record in the evening because I like to have the light come in from the window, and it's really bright. It's not too bright. It's actually pretty comfortable, but it's not that nice orange hue of sunlight that I like. I want to sell you this pitfall seed. I'm excited to see what I've got for my... Yeah, it's not a lot. I'm excited to see what I've already got. I think I've got bugs and fish, but in terms of bugs and fish, I think I have like 5 bugs and 2 fish, and I remember the bugs that I've got. I need to look for one. Was it a cricket? It was one of those crickets. I'm sure they spawn more in the evening. At least that's what I'd think. But here pretty soon, if I can, on the way, if I could find it, a copy of City Folk for the Wii and start playing on that, because I really liked City Folk when I was little too. Can I just talk to him, or do I have to... Oh, can't make conversation with him? Oh, sorry for waking you up, man. Alright. Like I said, I have no idea what I've got in here. Well, I've got nothing for this first room, that's for sure. I hope that mouse wasn't on the screen for too long. I'm so sorry. Okay, so right here we've got... What is this? An iguanodon. We only have the tail. Okay, what are you? Oh, the Dimetrodon, or whatever. Yeah, I remember you. Oh, you're looking... That's the Ankylo, I think. What are you? It's the Spinosaurus. Only have the skull for you. A pterodactyl. Ooh, I've got 1 wing. And a... Okay, cool. So we're already making good progress here. This should be the, yeah, an Ankylosaurus. Donate missing parts when excavated. Sure. Let's see here. I don't know that I've got anything complete. What is this? A coprolite. Fossil dung. Oh, that's what that is. Cool. Oh, so there's a lot. Oh, hello. Oh, is this done? What are you? An Ichthyosaur. And you are an Arkellan. Ruler turtle. Oh, so that one's done. Okay, cool. I'm glad I've got some... Hello, Chief. This is my favorite character. What's running you today? Did you need something? What's the latest? People who don't appreciate fossils might just think they're oversized bone, but I still love them. Yeah? Alright, and here we've got a mammoth. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. And you're a saber-tooth, yeah. I could tell. I got a question for you guys, if there's anyone listening here. Would you think that saber-teeth is an acceptable plural form for saber-tooth? Is that like, I didn't look it up, but does that make sense? If I were to say saber-teeth, would someone be like, oh, he means saber-tooth, but more than one, right? I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know why I don't just look these things up as I'm thinking of them, but it's dark in here. I see some move. What you need? Yeah, some dinosaurs are so big and strong looking. I hope to be one someday. Yeah. Well, technically he is closer to being a dinosaur than me. I mean, he's a bird. I know that most dinosaurs used to have like something to do with avian species. Thank you for helping our museum grow. Okay, so this is where all of the bugs I've got. So I've got like 3. It says it's a pill bug, but we call them roly-polies here in Texas. It's just all we've learned. They're not pill bugs here. I think that's a bee or a wasp, and then we got 2 different butterflies. I hope I've got some more stuff, otherwise that'd be pretty boring. Oh, it's pretty boring, I guess. Let's see. I wonder what that 4th thing is, because I know that you can fish, and you can catch bugs, and you can find fossils, but what's the other thing? We've got... I have no idea what that means, so we're gonna go look at fish real quick. Oh, I thought my game crashed. I've never loaded this area before, so that was concerning. Oof. Okay, well, to save on time, I'm not going to be looking through all of the fish. I think next time I record a session, we'll go ahead, but I'm looking at getting my Minecraft world ready. Just organizing some stuff in all my chests so it doesn't look too bad. And then I think one of these episodes from here on out we'll swap out to some other games, but Animal Crossing will definitely be here because I like this game way too much to not play it. Maybe we'll pick up some City Folk too if I manage to pick it up, get my capture card set up. I'm so sorry if you hear any background noises, saws, tools. It shouldn't be too loud, but there is some work being done around the house right now, so. What is any of this stuff? I'm gonna have to look into this later and figure out what any of this is, but yeah, it's about 4:02, pretty much afternoon, late afternoon, heading to the evening. So I think right now is a pretty good point to call it a day. I enjoyed the topics that I talked about today. Next episode, I'm gonna go with a bit lighter-hearted of a tone. I know some of these tones are pretty serious, and I did leave the pretty toughest one to talk about for last. But you know, we'll go for a more lighter-hearted feel next episode. But I appreciate to those of you who stuck around and watched my last episode. I really appreciate it. You know, whether you're commenting or not, I would love to see some of y'all give me some topics, stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoyed today's recording. I hope all of you have a good day. Yeah, really bad intro. I'm so sorry. I wish oh man, no. I wish all of you the best, and I hope you all have a good day. Bye-bye.